How's it going, everyone? This is James Rise, going to bring you another video today. And today we're going to talk about one of my biggest debates when I talk about proteins and when I recommend proteins to people is either brown rice or pea protein if you're looking for a vegan-based protein, or just a vegan-based protein if you're on that vegan diet, vegetarian diet, if you're not looking into whey and stuff like that. It's a big debate, and the market out there is pretty split between pea proteins and brown rice proteins. So I have tried many upon many. I just have two examples here, the Now pea protein, and just these are currently the ones I have now in stock at my place. But I'm not going to judge it on those two brands. Sunwear, I do like. Now brand, this non-flavor, it doesn't taste too great. But we're not talking about the flavors, we're talking about the benefits or what I see from pea protein versus brown rice proteins. And I'm going to tell you how I usually do my splits on my proteins and which one I do prefer and which one I do feel better on. This is not going to be a long video, I'm just going to get straight to the point. I do, as you guys know, I do love my pea protein over my brown rice proteins. Why, you may ask? It's just about experimenting. Personally, for me, I'm not speaking upon anyone else. You might feel better on brown rice protein than pea protein. That could be your personal preference. I'm just basing it on mine. And if you guys want to judge from that and experiment with yourselves and try different proteins, either brown rice proteins based or pea proteins based, or just a whole plant-based proteins that's mixed with everything. But the title of this video is pea protein versus brown rice protein, and the winner, I say, is pea protein. Once again, I'm going back to the why. I just feel more energized. I feel recovered quicker. I feel lighter. My energy level right when I take it is high. I don't feel a nice a heavy feel like I do from brown rice. Usually brown rice proteins gives me like a heavy base. It's grittier, usually chalkier consistency, rather than pea protein, which is lighter, mixes easier, tastes usually better depending on the protein brand. And I just found more gains from using it. I felt better, which would make me work out harder rather than, brown rice proteins. But I do currently use both because I'm given proteins every now and then, and I do use both. I don't just strictly use pea protein and discard brown rice protein. What I get, I use both because I get them for free and it's awesome and I utilize it. But I never just take brown rice protein alone. I always take it with pea protein. If I just have pea protein, I usually just stick to pea protein, but if I do happen to get my hands on some brown rice protein, I always mix it with pea protein to get that balance so I'm not so heavy, but I get a little more calories, but then I'm not I can't talk, not so heavy feeling. But if I had to just solely go for one area, it would just be pea protein, because just how I feel. Because you gotta think of it as this: brown rice, what is that? A heavy grain, versus a pea, usually yellow pea, usually what they make their proteins out of. That's light, airy. You gotta think about eating a pea versus eating a grain of rice. Which one's easier to digest? Which one is like that mushy feeling? This goes down quick, pop them, tastes better. It's usually a pea is going to taste a little bit sweeter, taste a little better, and lighter overall than a grain. So that's going to translate into the pea protein powders and what we're taking. Just gotta look at it as that way. So this debate, on personally my preference and how I ultimately feel. I've been experimenting with pea protein and rice proteins for over a year now, and from what I've experienced, pea proteins have definitely made me feel better, more energized when I work out, stronger, better gains, better recovery than brown rice. I'm not saying brown rice is the worst protein or not a good source of protein. I'm just saying experiment. Try it out. See what works for you, and really listen and be in tune with your body. Take brown rice for protein for like a month, and then go to pea protein. See how you feel, or vice versa. And just see how you feel. Really listen and attune to your body. Listen to the workouts. Really engage yourself on listen to your body and see how you react to these proteins that you're taking. So this has been the great debate on just my personal choice on which I would prefer myself to take over the other would be the pea protein versus the brown rice protein. And in the middle there would be like a mixed, like a whole plant-based protein. So it'd be pea protein on top, a plant-based, which is like a different array of plants like artichokes, peas, rice, that kind of quinoa blend, protein blend would be in the middle, and then brown rice would be last. I'm not bashing brown rice protein, but I am saying pea protein is better. Hopefully this has been informative to you guys. Just experiment. That's all I'm saying. Don't listen to me. This is just my personal preference. What I've seen out of these two proteins. Try it out. Experiment with many different types of proteins. Pea, rice, mixed, whatever. Try it out and find the one that works for you the best. That's all I'm saying. Till next time, guys, stay risen.